I was worked as a classroom assistant. I was 55 at the time, and I noticed things with my memory weren't quite right. I was forgetting to log details of accidents at school. I was forgetting that I'd put food in the oven. We were always finding my bag and purse in the freezer.
Yeah, or the
It
fridge.
It was a standing joke, really, and I had to give up work because I couldn't function with everyday things. So they did tests on me, and then somebody from the memory clinic at Salford came out, assessed me at home, and then asked me if I'd want to go for a brain scan, which I did do at Salford. And I got the results, that was 2011, I got the results in March. And they just told me it was early onset Alzheimer's. What was wrong? It was a shock in the sense that, to me, it was an old people's disease. And they said, is there anything you want to ask us? But when you get a diagnosis like that, you just know. And all I remember saying was, does that mean I'm going to die young? Because I thought you got Alzheimer's and you died and that was it. I didn't realise that you could live a good quality life with the disease. I mean, I went into a depression 2 years after I was diagnosed, but then you learn to live with the things you can do and you don't bother about the things you can't do.
With my mum's recent diagnosis of breast cancer, when we went for the consultation with the oncologist, they sat down with us and they said to my mum, you do know that this might come back, and said, and I'm going to read to you a load of figures. And they just kept reeling off all these figures about statistics and how many people it will come back to, and like just different things that I didn't even understand. And I thought, well, if I can't understand it, then my mum isn't going to understand it. And I said, you do know that she has got dementia, don't you? And he said, oh yeah, it is here on the system. She said, well, I'm just making sure because I don't understand what you're saying, so I don't think that my mum is going to understand what you're saying either. And we walked out of there and we just felt like we had no support from the oncologist, not just for mum, but for me as well.
These days, mine has to be simplified.
Because we have been to places where they've talked to my mum like she's a baby, and that's frustrating for me and for you.
Group they sent me to.
So it's like there's no in between. It's either you've got dementia, so we're going to talk to you like you're a child, or you've got dementia, but that's okay, I'm just going to talk to you how I would speak to somebody who hasn't got a memory problem.
You need it from the horse's mouth. You can't get it from books. You get your information that you want from people who are living with it, because everybody will have a different experience, they'll have a different need.
I mean, it's coming straight out of that person's mouth. They're experiencing the issues, they're experiencing the problems, and they know themselves what is going to make their experience easier and better for them. And what's good about my mum is, with it being early onset, she still has her faculties and is still of sound mind. So she's a massive help to people and a massive inspiration to other people who think that their life is over because they've got a dementia. You're living proof that your life doesn't end.
Yeah, you can live well with dementia, and that's what we're trying to get out there as well, and trying to see like the medical and the help and that, for them to realise that it's not a disease where you need to be locked away.
Or spoken to like a child.
Yeah, but you can be treated as normal.
Yeah, no, that's right,
You know, we might not be fully functioning normal, but we are more normal to a point, and that's what it's all about.